first-person shooters.
He ain't talking. He ain't talking.
Who ain't talking, dumbass bitch? Now I'm really in, yeah, bro. Turn your fucking music down. Turn your audio down, because I know you got your fucking kids sleeping. And guess what? I'm waking them up, you dumbass motherfucker. Shut the fuck up.
A game genre that's been around pretty much as long as home consoles have been a thing. Initially coming to popularity in the 90s with games like Doom, Wolfenstein, Quake, before then being pushed further beyond their limit with 3D titles such as Halo and the Half-Life franchise. We had so many amazing games back in the 2000s, but now when you think of FPS games today, it's just a long list of utter dog shit, isn't it? Like genuinely, the last first-person shooter game to come out that I would safely say was worth someone's time and at a full price of 60 quid was probably Doom Eternal, which was released over 3 years ago now. It's been even longer since we've had a really good multiplayer shooter as well. The last one good and creative enough to keep my interest, and this will come as a surprise to literally no one, was probably Overwatch. And look how that turned out. In my experience of playing FPS games, it always boils down to the fact that they all follow a similar formula. It was pretty much influenced by Call of Duty and games alike, and due to that, most shooters today feel exactly the same to play. Slow, sluggish, and uninspired movement, basic gunplay that doesn't require you to do anything other than shoot the guy that is shooting you, and in most cases, bland and uninteresting gun designs. Even Halo Infinite, the most recent release in the franchise, feels more like a glorified Call of Duty than a Halo game. Not that that's a bad thing, but ask any Halo fan and they will almost always recommend the Master Chief Collection over Infinite, which was released almost 9 years ago as of making this video. It just feels like inspiration and fresh ideas had pretty much mostly died for the genre as AAA game development companies came to cash in on the genre since it's a formula that evidently very rarely fails financially. It doesn't help that at the standard today, most games are released unfinished with the promise to be repaired over time. I won't get into disastrous launches all too much since that's a topic that could make its own entire video, but just let it be known that in recent years, standards for AAA development have dropped, and it's greatly affecting the first-person shooter market. Now, I honestly didn't think I'd really absolutely love a first-person shooter game for its gameplay ever again, but a small game caught my attention late last year, and I've been playing it non-stop since then. I hadn't felt such enjoyment and fun for a shooter in so long. And that's because it's not a game made by a massive company forcing their workers to meet unrealistic deadlines, as this is a game initially made by a singular person. ULTRAKILL is unironically the best first-person shooter to come out in recent years. This game is everything I said I wanted out of a first-person shooter game. Fluid and fun movement, interesting and useful weapons that don't become obsolete as the game progresses, enemies that will challenge your techniques and knowledge of the gameplay in various ways, and underneath all that is some pretty damn good storytelling as well. This game has everything, which is why I'm going to stop the video for a second here and tell you to go and play it. I know some people are watching this video not knowing a thing about ULTRAKILL, and that is probably the best way to experience this game, so turn the video off, go and at least beat Acts 1 and 2, and then come back. Or don't. You're an adult. Probably. You can make your own decisions. Now, to go into more detail about what makes this game so great, ULTRAKILL is heavily inspired by late 90s and early 2000s shooters alike. If you go into your internet browser right now and type in devilmadequake.com, it literally comes up with the Steam store page for the game. The influence for this game is pretty damn obvious. Taking factors from two games that are, in most cases, not very alike at all, and merging them together to create what is basically like a... ULTRAKILL is Quake with a style meter, but on crack. For these reasons, ULTRAKILL takes an aesthetic very reminiscent of old 3D shooters from those time periods, whilst at the same time looking pretty modern. ULTRAKILL sets its premise up in a pretty straightforward way. You are a robot. You're currently on your way to hell via your Terraria Hellevator. Mankind is dead. Blood is fuel. Hell is full. This is how you start a video game. When talking about combat and FPS titles, in most cases it just means stand and shoot, maybe take cover somewhere else every now and then. But ULTRAKILL says, fuck that. Healing in shooters today normally consists of 3 different options. You'll either automatically heal upon staying out of combat, have to endure an animation where you use a healing item of sorts, or collect healing via items that occasionally spawn in various areas. In ULTRAKILL, you heal from the blood of your enemies. Blood is literally fuel. You may think, with the amount of weapons and abilities and secondary fire and variants we have, it would make the game feel really bloated, but personally to me, it doesn't. Every weapon has its own pros and cons for the situation you're in, as well as each gun having a way to exploit enemy weaknesses. Not to mention the enemies threaten you in various ways. You've got the floating head guys. They've got a fair amount of health, but at the cost of the fact they move very slowly. You've got these barrel dudes who explode sand onto other enemies, which stops them from bleeding, and therefore stops your source of healing. Then there's these things. I hate these pieces of shit. Now don't get me wrong, there's a few parts of ULTRAKILL that personally could have been done a fair bit better. Like, there's underwater levels in this game, and like most water levels in any game, I wasn't a fan. But that's just one thing out of the many great and creative things this game has to offer. Amazing weapons, unique enemies. I didn't even have time to get into the crazy imaginative level design. And on top of all of this, you have the damn soundtrack blaring in the background as a voice in the back of your head telling you no matter how many times you die, no matter how many times you get knocked down, no matter how many times that sentry snipes you out of absolutely nowhere whilst you're on an ULTRAKILL style rank, you go out there, you get up, and you kick some ass! Anyways, this has been a video that's covered a lot of different points, but at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, Overwatch fucking sucks.
I got a cramp.
It's over!